So we got cut off due to technical difficulties. My cameraman's awesome, but somehow we messed up. So basically what I was about to say was, I don't know where we got cut off, but this is what the mask, square mask looks like. Now it just needs to have an edge sewn down here, and yes, it is in line, but I'll pull it in line a little bit better as it gets sewed. And the same on the other side. There's one stretch on each of those, and then that one's done. But we've adopted a couple of families, trying to help out there, and friends and families from neighborhood and whatever. But we've also adopted what?
A new mask pattern?
Well, we decided we didn't like this rectangular pattern at all.
Well,
there's one person in the family that likes it, but that's it.
But yeah, 1 to
we decided
4.
The rest of us decided we didn't really like them. So we've had to customize the size and whatever. But this mask, I don't even have one that's complete out here to show you. But one that's almost done. The last step on this one is just to do a top seam around the edges. But this one's a mask. It's called, I think if you search for Jesse, Jesse, personal mask, it's a free PDF that I pulled off from that person's website. Or they've made it available at a couple different websites. But I did modify it a little bit. They're made to be tied on the head, and they have a bigger distance between these 2 points on the ear portion. And with using what we use, they're the
ponytail holders, and sometimes
ponytail holders for thin hair, and sometimes we'll use elastic on them like this. We'll use the same elastic on some of them as well.
Yeah.
But we use that, and that gives you like a 4-inch strap that gets sewn in, or 4.5 inch. No, sorry, it's a 5.5-inch strap. So once it gets sewn in, it's got a 5-inch strap that comes around your ear. We found that it's pretty comfortable that way. I've got one that likes a 4.5-inch strap, or a 4-inch strap around his ears, because it pulls it back further and tighter on his face. But that's okay. Everybody likes what they like, and I'm okay with it. So, once again, this is a pattern that came from an individual named Jesse, and they do straps on theirs that go all the way and tied around the back. But you can look it up online and find it. But we've decided that we're going to adopt, like I said, a couple families, a couple friends, things like that. We've made stuff for our neighbors, a couple of different neighbors, just to have some fun stuff. But you know what's coming up?
Valentine's
Day. And what else?
April Fool's.
St. Patrick's Day. Oh, April Fool's Day. Do you have a special mask to wear on April Fool's Day? I don't know what that would be.
A green one.
A green one? But we've adopted, a couple of local restaurants, local businesses that we tend to frequent for our Saturday morning tacos. So we have made sure that we make sure that they've got a seasonal mask for. We did stuff at Halloween, Christmas, and now Valentine's Day.
And I think we did Day of the Dead too.
Well, yeah, but that was basically the day after Halloween. So.
Yeah.
So we got Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. We'll probably do an Easter one. We'll see what we do in addition. So we got to get 5 of these whipped out later. So basically, you cut the material, and yes, it's backwards. Wrong side out, right side in. So basically, these are left to start sewing. What I end up doing is I just start sewing them together. And I'll do a 1/4 inch seam allowance because that's what the pattern calls for. So I'll just start sew around this edge, and then when I'm doing them, I kind of do an assembly line. So I'll sew the first one and run it through the sewing machine. Then I'll take the second one and throw it upside down and continue sewing through that. And then I'll do, like this one, I need to do 4 or 5 masks for the taco shop, and these are for all the waitresses that are in there. So we got 5 of them left to go. So once again, from there, what do we get? We get masks that are sewn up along that edge. And like I said, I sew 2 of them together, and then I end up folding them.
Of course, a different fabric.
Oh my goodness, this one's a different fabric. You're right, it is. We also have favorite fabrics in the house for people that want to have something that's individual and distinct. So we've got one person that loves the peanuts. It might be a psychological association because mom forces it on him, but that's okay. So basically, after I've sewn two of them together, these two are still together down here. Like I said, I tend to do them in assembly line. So they are sewn together right there. I know he does love Snoopy. He loves Snoopy. He likes dogs that are Dalmatians. Therefore, he must like the peanuts. So I bring the 2 points together for the corners and pin them. And as you can see, the seam allowance is on opposite sides for the mast, so it's not super thick. I pin that one, and then I found that I can do them a lot. I used to have to pin everything, and I would pin this whole edge every 3/4 inches to an inch, and then sew it all the way across. But I found that I can do this, and I'm getting a whole lot faster. Therefore, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the rectangular ones as much.
Anymore.
Because to get straight lines on something that's got a straight pattern, you gotta use a lot of pins, and I don't like wasting my time. So then I will run this seam across there. And when I do that, it comes out looking like this. So I've got that seam. So then once that seam's done, I do the bottom side, or get the bottom side ready, which gets another pin, just like that previous one, where you got the sewing allowance from the top side and the bottom side alternating. And then I sew that edge. Now this edge, I need to remember to keep a hole so I can turn it inside out. So as you can see, this is when I sew that edge. I leave it on here, and I've got my fabric. I didn't cut these threads yet, but those will be cut. And then I sew it, and I've got that whole edge. It's started being sewed from here, sewing it all the way up, leave a little gap in the middle to flip it inside out, and then I continue with the next one. That way it's more like an assembly line. So what happens next? What do we do? Well, like I said, for a lot of these, we're using these ponytail holders for the dogs. Puppies are running to go over and chase the horse. I might have to yell here in a second.
One's already at it.
Hey! Sorry, I had to yell at the dog. As soon as I yell at, I was going to say, as soon as I yell at them, they stop. But no, they're going to continue to prove me wrong. So what I end up doing then is I take this edge, and then I start attaching the... Really, you all want attention. Really, I don't need you moving my hand. I don't need your feet all over everything. Please sit down and protect things. So the ponytail holders, they're fused together by heat. So I tend to cut it right there on that seam or the fusing. And then I tuck these inside, and I'll show you what one of them looks like tucked inside and pinned on. I don't have the tripod set up or anything to show you what I do. But this one, then once it's pinned in, I will sew it across the top. And once that's done, basically my elastic is, you can see that right in there, is sewn inside. So that's sewn in. You can see it's right there and sewn on. And so this one's ready to be sewn in on this side. Then the next thing to do is sew in the nose piece.
Which the nose piece is already on there.
I've sewn half of it in on this one.
Well, yeah.
Started at the bridge and went out to the end. And
why do they call it a bridge?
Because your nose has a bridge.
Oh.
So you can walk across it with your fingers. Do you think that works like that?
No.
Yes, Dad's a little sarcastic. We'll have to look up what the Google says as to why it's called a bridge. A violin has a bridge, and a guitar does too. Did you know that?
Yes.
So this needs to be sewn back on, and then it's done, and then it's ready to be turned inside and out, or right side out. So like I said, this one doesn't have its string cut either. but then it gets turned inside and out, and then we're ready to do the final stitch like this one. Everything gets pinned appropriately. The edging gets, please leave it alone. I don't need them all over the ground. The puppies are already throwing everything on the ground. I don't need your help. Then we'll do a top stitch all the way around the edge, and that closes the gap here that I had left open for turning it inside out, and then we just sew it around the edge, and then they're done. So this Jessie pattern works so much better for what we like. We just thought we'd share it with you and let you know that, you know, we're trying to help take care of those around us. We get helped out. Like I said, somebody helped us do some stuff in the field and on the driveway, so we're trying to share that love. That person got a few of them for him and his wife, and then, you know, like I said, we're helping take care of a couple local businesses because we know how rough it is out there for people. So we're trying to do what we can. Anyway, we love you. See you on the next one. And you're not going to say love you, see you, bye. You're going to sit there.
See you, bye.
Y'all going to just sit here and talk and whisper and like you pretend like you can't see.
Love you, see you, bye.
They want to play. It's about 80 degrees today. By Friday or Saturday, it's only supposed to be a high of 50. So yeah, I know you. By then, y'all will be freezing, because most people are further north than we are. So yeah, you're going to get it worse. But that's when it's supposed to hit here, is Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. So down into the 30s. But really not too bad. So I'm not concerned about a freeze yet this one. But anyway, we love you. We'll see you on the next one. Stay safe out there, guys.
Love
Bye
you,
now.
see you, bye.
Love you. See you. Bye.